Hi, I'm Mandy, back with another video. Today's video is a viewer question. I love when I get viewer questions and can respond to things that you want to know. And the question, it was really a comment and then sort of what my thoughts are on this. And the comment was, the younger generation is suffering. And more of the comment went on to explain that I'm just going to say young people. I don't know that there was a specific age demographic around this. I'm going to say maybe just high school to young adults for the lack of just the framework of this video. But the comment was that young women are picking up a lot of their perception of reality from romantic movies, and that young men are picking up a lot of their romantic ideas from pornography. And the person went on to explain this in a very lovely, articulate way about both sexes not being able to account for all the variables and really looking at love specifically through a very narrow sort of tunnel vision lens. So I thought that this was a really interesting question. I have a strong interest in working with millennials and Gen Zs. I think that they're fascinating as far as their age demographic and the time that they're being raised, but they are very different as far as what messages that they have been given being brought up in this different time. One of my videos, I talked about creating autism. And I want to tie that one in with this viewer question and comment. In that video, if you haven't watched it, I mentioned that the video was not about creating the diagnosis of autism spectrum disorders or genetics or anything like that, but it was, are we, the non-spectrum population, in my sort of different categorizations, we that are not diagnosed with an autism spectrum disorder, are we morphing our skills that are more closely linked to the social behaviors that we see inherently with the people that are diagnosed with autism spectrum disorders? And a lot of, I think, what this person's intent was with this comment was, again, that the younger generation, perhaps, and not everybody, but a majority of them, and this person I'm not sure was from the United States, so this may be a very different culture too, which is interesting. I like the cross-cultural questions. That this generation might be looking at things through a very, very narrow lens, which again can be similar to the social skill implementation that we see in the demographic of those who are diagnosed with an autism spectrum disorder. If we think about what I talk about with theory of mind and perspective and metacognition in my earlier executive functioning videos, we know that enhanced social skill acquisition, as far as other things are concerned, also require a really good deal of metacognition. Let me think about the alternatives. Let me think about how other people think. Let me think about how this person might respond to me, or how they will respond to me in this interaction. And how will that vary and how will that differ in person versus in our digital connection and communication? So a lot of these skills may not be practiced enough, and to me might lead to what are some of the comments that this person might be seeing, a little bit more of a tunnel vision idea of what their world experiences are, or what their worldview is about a particular concept. And again, this person was referring to romantic interests. So I think that what parents can do, if you have young children now, is to really take the time to give your young children lots of different situations, whether you agree with them or not, but to be able to help them shape their perspective taking and understand that there are many variables that can factor into decisions or opinions or how other people think and feel. This will give them the groundwork as they grow to not latch on to one belief or one idea as if it's the norm. So I hope this helped. Thank you for your comment. And if you have any comments below, please write them. I'd love to hear from you guys. I hope this was just kind of an interesting discussion for this video. Thanks.